once you've logged into your WordPress site, you're going to look on the left hand side. This is your dashboard, and you're going to go down to posts, and there's a lot of other things here. Just don't worry about that right now. And so we're going to go to posts. So you can, once you've hit this, you're going to see add posts up here, and you're going to see it over here. All right, so in those two locations. And so when you want to add a new post, we're just going to go over here and hit add new post. Just keep in mind, as you're adding posts, you're going to find them all right here. So all I have to do hit is all posts, and you can see everything you've done. You can hover over any of this stuff and edit it and things like that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to hit add post. There we go, and it's going to open up a new page, hopefully. There we go. All right, so don't freak out when you first see this. Your page is probably going to be white and your letters are probably going to be black. I just changed mine for this particular website. So in this example, we're going to just give this this page or this post a title. And one thing you just kind of need to understand is when the algorithms are looking for titles to serve up to people who are searching for your content, this is where they're going to start. So this is considered an H1 or a heading 1. And so this needs to be specific to whatever your topic is. Okay? So what it's going to do is it's going to look at your H1, and let's say that that was about birds, then the rest of this article better be about birds. And I'll show you how to kind of set it up, and we'll go from there. So let's just say this is, we're just going to call it test bird post. Okay. There we are. That's our title. All right. So the next thing we want to do is go over here, and you're going to see this block insert thing. And it's just a little blue box with a plus in it. So hit that, and that's going to open up all these wonderful options for you. So the next thing you want to do, we have a H1, which is a heading. So we're going to put in another heading, and this one's going to be an H2. So these are kind of listed in importance. So H1 first, H2 second. So for this one, we're going to put in something that's similar to what we have here, this test bird post. So we just want the verbiage to match up. And so we're going to put new test bird post. This could be anything. Please don't type in test bird post. Not necessary. Just whatever you're going to write. Just make sure it matches with the H1 and the H2. All right, so there we go. So that's where we're at right now. Now you can hit your enter button or your return, and that's going to take you down to this next block here. So let's just hit the plus again, and the next one on the list here is a paragraph. So we're hitting our paragraph, and that's this right here. So we can write whatever we're going to write about our bird post here. Great birds of the day. There we go. Now obviously I would say you want to hit like around at least 300 words, which might sound like a lot to you, but really that's a paragraph or so. It's not that much. Okay, so H1 here, H2, and now we've got ourselves a paragraph. All right, so the next thing you would do is we'd add in some sort of other content. Now this could be anything from an image to a gallery to a YouTube link, which I like a lot, that relates to your subject. So we're going to hit that plus again, and if you're trying to find something, you can just type in image, and it's going to kind of feed up what it has as far as images. So let's just hit this one here, and it's going to ask you, do you want to upload an image, do you want to select an image, or do you want to insert an image URL from somewhere else? For most of you, you're going to either do upload or select image. I would say select image, and this is what's going to happen. So when we hit that, it's going to ask, where do you want to select it? Well, most of the time you've already put in some media or photos onto your site. So that's where we're going to go, and we'll see what I have here. All right, so just for fun, let's just pretend this dog is a bird, because that's where we're at. All right. Oh, we do have a bird house. That's close. All right, let's do that. All right, so now we've got this bird house, and we can arrange this birdhouse picture to the left or to the right or in the center. So let's just align it to the center. There we go. And you can align it to the right if you wanted. You're not going to see a big difference here as you're doing this, but you will see it when you do the preview, which we'll get to in a little bit. All right, so let's just leave it center. I think that works best, especially on mobile phones and tablets and things like that. So let's take a look at what we have. We have our H1 and H2, a paragraph, and a photo. All right, we're doing pretty good. So what I would say is this portion here where we have our H2, paragraph, and photo, repeat that in some sort of way. So here we are. We're going to be here. Let's just put in another H2, okay? And that's going to appear here. And we're going to put another... We'll just put more bird info. Okay, there we go. Hit the return button and it'll take you directly to a paragraph. If you want to ever change what this block is, these are called blocks. All these little things are called blocks. You can hit this plus and it'll bring up that same menu, and then you can hit browse all if you wanted. So right now we just need the paragraph. So I'm just going to put some gibberish in here. Obviously you'd put in something quite profound. When you're ready to go to the next one, let's just do it this way. Instead of going up to this plus, we can hit browse all, and it's going to open it right over here. Pretty slick. Let's say we want to put in a video, right? We'll put one here, and it's going to say upload a video or a video from your media library. If you're working with me, I'm probably not going to have you putting videos into your media file, because it's just going to fill it up really fast. It's going to slow down your site. So what I would recommend is inserting a URL from like YouTube. So let's do that, and it's going to open up this little box. So let me see if I can't get something here on YouTube. How about this? All right, we're going to pause it, and you just go here to the share button, and it's going to give you this code. So we're going to copy that code, and we're going to go back to our page here. So all you have to do is, once you've copied it, is just paste it in here. All right, and then hit this little arrow button, and that'll say apply. And so it's going to generate it, and there you go. Now you've got a video on your page. Okay, so you would just keep repeating this pattern. Now you don't have to put tons of information in there. You know, just, I always say, if you're going to write a blog post, just make it specific to whatever you're talking about. Say it with as many or as little words as you need, and hopefully if you find value in it, then hopefully your people who are viewing your page will find value in it, and you'd be surprised by just how much stuff people are interested in, you know, and that's why everybody has like kind of a niche site. So whatever you're doing, somebody's into it. So we'll take a look at this in the preview here in a second. Over on this right hand side, we've got this little button here, and it says posts and blocks. Okay, if you don't see this, go up here to the gear. If I click the gear, everything disappears. If I turn it back on, it comes back. So it's pretty slick. Posts, this is just going to be information about whatever's happening here. There are ways to change the template format. If you're just getting started, I just probably wouldn't worry about these things too much. The one I would worry about is this one, categories. So on this particular site, we do a lot of stuff with stones and metal and things like that. So you can add a new category here just by hitting this and go like that, and then you can type in your new category, add new category, and voila. So in this case, I'm not going to do it, but we could type in birds, and then I would hit, add new category, and then this post would be listed under birds. And so then when people were visiting the site, they'd be able to find that category, and all the bird related stuff would be right there for them. So it's kind of nice when people are trying to navigate your site. So, but I am not going to put birds on this one. So I'm going to shut that one. Tags, you can do the same thing. You could put a tag for, you could say birds, bird houses. You want to put commas in between each one. And that will also help people find information on your site. Right, and then the last one that, well, not the last one, but another really important one is setting a featured image. So let's do that. This image will be above all your other H2s and images and stuff like that. So it's kind of a nice landing photo for people to see. And if you don't put one of these up, all they're going to see is this test bird post text. And then they'll see this other information, and I just don't think it looks very good. So I always tell people to try to put in some sort of image that's related to whatever they're doing their blog post about. Okay, so let's just do that, and we're just going to pretend that this is a bird dog. So that's how I'm going to make that connection. All right, so I put it in there, but hey, I don't see any difference, right? Well, don't freak out, it's okay. Over here in preview, when we hit it, you're going to see what I'm talking about, but I want to show you a couple other little things. Visibility, you can click this and it'll be public, private, or even password protected. I would just leave it public for the most part. Publish immediately, you can schedule a post over here. Just click on that, and so if I were to change this, it would go from public or publish immediately to whatever I put it in, whatever date and whatever time. Okay. Let's go to blocks here. So if you hit blocks and nothing is selected, you're not going to see anything. So let's just click this birdhouse. Okay. And all of a sudden, you're going to see some other things pop up here. We can make this image smaller, very small. We can make it a little bit bigger, 100%. There we go. Probably 75% is just fine. You can change the image size over here. Thumbnail, medium, large, full size. I think we're fine. Let's see. You can also do some other neat little things. So right now we have, this is just the default, and we could do rounded, which gives it kind of a nice feel. Let's see what else they have here. I think they just have those two on this particular framework for this website. So, discussion. You can allow comments down here, and you can allow pingbacks and trackbacks. So what this is the pingbacks are like when people link to your site, it'll give you a heads up and say, hey, somebody so-and-so link to your site or put some information that like comes back to your site. So it's kind of an interesting way to see if your information's getting shared or what's going on there. So that's a layman's terms on that. I like to allow comments, and you can turn your comments on or off, but I kind of like them on there. The more interaction you can get with your viewers and make them feel like they're part of your vision or your movement, the better. So it'll just help you as far as your ranking on Google and Bing and all those. So okay, so here we have our kind of our test post to share with the world. So before we do that, I would say save it as a draft, okay, just in case something were to happen. And let's just go over here to preview. So when I hit preview, you're going to see desktop, tablet, and mobile. So you can view how this would look on any one of these things. I usually just do the desktop, but knock yourself out. Check it out. And then you go down here to the bottom and just hit preview. And it's going to open up another page. And this is what we're going to see. So here's our H1. Then we're going to go here, and this is our featured image, our bird dog. And then we're going to go down here to our H2, our paragraph, our birdhouse, another H2, our paragraph, and this post here about using a Dremel to cut stones, evidently. All right, so all this other information here on the side for this particular site is generated through widgets, so yours might look dramatically different depending on how we set it up. So if you need to change the widgets, go to customization and then hit, which is up here, and then find widgets, and you can change it up. So, but this is what it would look like if I published it. Okay, so let's go back to that page. That is the gist of this. What I really encourage everybody to do is really just get in here, play around, try to have fun with it, and just remember H1 is your title, H2 represents whatever's happening in H1, and then your paragraph should represent whatever's happening in your H2, and kind of go from there. So, you know, you don't want to be talking about have a title that's about making soup and then all of a sudden launch into soccer. It wouldn't make any sense. So the more of these you can get and the better content, cohesive content you can get, the better. So all you can do is practice, and quite frankly, if you're able to do a blog post a week, that's fantastic. I know everybody's busy and stuff like that, but the more you can do, the more you can put out there, the more it will come back to you eventually. So if you have any questions on this, just let me know. If you're one of my clients, you know how to get a hold of me. That's it. So get out there and make some content, put it out there, try to have fun with it. Okay, that's it. Thanks, guys. Take care.